Abu Bakr al-Baqallani, rahimahullah, when he saw that the crisis at that point was kalam, he became the greatest mutakallim of his age and refuted all of the sects of his time. And he was sent by the Muslim caliph to Rome as an ambassador to Constantinople. When he entered into Constantinople, the emperor at that time, they were very arrogant. It was their tradition that they had to bow, just literally go into full ruku'ah to the emperor. And he wanted Abu Bakr al-Baqallani to bow to him. And his Saqifa, the bishops, told him, no, the Muslims don't bow except to Allah. And so he said, well, work out some way that will force him to bow. So what they did is, in order to get into his chamber, they put a small, narrow arch. And that would force him to come in to it bowed. You see, now Abu Bakr al-Baqallani, and this is intellect, when he came to that chamber and he saw the king's throne behind it, he turned his back and came in backwards. You see, and this upset the ruler, but what can you do? I mean, you're going to force a man to... So when he got there, the bishops greeted him, and he greeted them back, and he said, how is your children and your wives? And the bishops looked at each other and they said, what are you asking about? Don't you know that we're natanazzahu an al-ahl wal-awlad? That we're exalted above having children and having wives? And he said, عجيب تتنزهون عن الأهل والأولاد وتنسبون إلى الله الأهل والولد. You consider yourselves above wives and children, and yet you attribute to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a cohort and a child? You see, فَبُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرْ. This is the hujjah of Ibrahim. بُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرْ. He was amazed. Buhita. His intellect suddenly went into, what's shut down in computer language. What happens? Crash. You see, it crashes. فَيَدْمَغَهُ. Yadmagh means, it means to overwhelm them with hujjah, but the root word is like smashing the brain. You see? So you literally, buhit, he doesn't know what to say. And then the king said, you see, because they knew Islam, they were living with the Muslims, they knew. He said, tell us about Hadithul Ifk. We want to hear about Hadithul Ifk, which is when Aisha was accused of adultery. Everybody knows that. So Abu Bakr al-Baqallani said, Naam, two righteous women, Mary and Aisha, they were both accused of adultery. As for Mary, she became pregnant. As for Aisha, she didn't. But Allah has absolved both of them of any blemish. You see, this is power. Because words are power. We don't say the word is mightier than the pen. The sword. The pen is mightier than the sword. No, the pen is a sword. The pen is a sword. It's Sayf al-Haq.